guys! Today we are doing the other half of my Halloween makeup tutorial. Last week we did scary and this week we're doing pretty. So this week we are doing mermaid makeup. This is the look that we are going for today. I found this on Instagram. If I can find credit for the artist, I'll leave it in the description below, but she did an amazing job and totally killed this look. So we're gonna try to recreate that as a non-makeup artist, but all of the products I'm going to be using today are cruelty-free and a lot of them are vegan as well, and I will list the products below. NYX came out with a really great Halloween lineup that has things like special effects cream makeup in white and black, and I'm going to be using a lot of those because they came out with this lovely glitter too for Halloween. So that's what we're going to use to create this mermaid look. So let's get started. So I've done this look once before to practice, and I do think it's nice to kind of at least do a bit of your base first. You don't have to do a lot because you're going to be covering most of your face, but in like white makeup and like scales, but it's nice to cover at least some of your, if you're like me and you have a couple spots that you want to clean up, feel free to do that. So I'm just using Bare Minerals, their Bare Skin Complete Coverage Concealer, just to clean up these spots that are a little not cute. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna use is this NYX Special Effects Cream Color. I find if you want a really nice base for the mermaid colors that we're gonna do, that the white helps a little bit. But if you are already pretty fair complexioned, you might be able to skip this step, but I found that it made the colors pop really nicely. So I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna smear it on a couple fingers, and I'm just gonna lightly pat where I think I'm gonna do scales. So I'm basically gonna do it in the places that you would highlight, but a little bit bigger than that, and I'm gonna do some of my eyelids as well. But yeah, this is just kind of pat it over generally where you want your scales to go. I'm pretty happy with that. Next, I'm gonna go with the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in white as well. I just want this kind of under my eyebrow bone the most, and then blended down kind of onto the lid, but nothing crazy. This is gonna provide the base to our eyeshadow as well. Now, the trick to this look that I learned last time is to make sure you do your eyeshadow before you do the rest of your face. It's a lot harder to do your eyeshadow once you have a full face of colorful makeup on. So I'm using the Urban Decay palette again. This is the Jean Michael Basquiat palette. And I'll also be using a little bit of these two colors from NYX. So I think this one is actually called Mermaid. I don't remember what this one's called, either Sunrise or Rose Gold or something, but those two kind of mermaidy colors. And then I really like this slightly iridescent purple in the Beachy Punk palette from Pacifica. So we'll be using that as well. I think we're gonna start with this lime greeny kind of color in the Jean Michael Basquiat. And then I'm gonna go in with this bright teal one, which is really a mermaid blue. Like, let's not lie. Put that right through the middle. Kind of blend it into the green. This is an Anastasia Beverly Hills brush, but it just came in the Modern Renaissance palette because I'm not a makeup artist and I don't know anything about brushes. Sorry guys. Sorry if that is disappointing. It's disappointing to me too. The thing you should know about me, guys, is that my eyes really water. It is genetic. It's super annoying when trying to put on makeup and your eyes are constantly watering. Thanks a lot, parents. Now I'm gonna go into my NYX singles palettes, and I'm gonna go with this mermaid blue right on the center of the lid. And put that nice pop of bright shimmer. Yes. And I'm gonna take some of this sunny pink shade. This color is a little less pigmented and a little more sheer than I was hoping it was when I bought it, but it works really nice for this purpose. Leaky eye patrol. So under the eye, I want to go with more purple. So I'm gonna take this NYX liner, just run that under the lower lash line. That was a little creepy and personal to do so up close, so I did it off camera. But I just lined it with that pencil, and now I'm gonna go in with the deep dark purple in this Urban Decay palette and a teeny little tiny angle brush and smoke that out a bit. And then last but not least for this eye look, for right now at least, I'm gonna do the black liquid liner, and then we'll come back and finish the eyes at the very end. Okay, so I did the liner off camera because with my leaky eyeballs, it was just turning into a hot mess. So here comes the fun part that you've been waiting for, the actual mermaid transformation. So what you need for that is a pair of fishnet stockings. So I just bought these cheapy ones at the dollar store. But now you have to transform yourself before you get to be a mermaid. You have to be someone robbing a bank. All right, this isn't going to be pretty. Yes, so fashion. Yes, queen. This actually does look like something that like Lady Gaga would wear, so I'm not mad at it. Position your fishnet stocking so you look like a crazy person. It's good. And then the general motion is you just get your fluffiest fluffy eyeshadow brush covered in the color that you want to use, and you just basically go with a stippling motion where you want that color to be. That's basically the whole thing. And you do it all over your face while looking slightly insane. So yeah, here we go. We're taking some purple and we're just gonna do this. So I'm basically using the purple, which is gonna be the darkest color that I put on, as a contour shade. So kind of under the cheekbone is where I want the purple to be, and along the hairline. I wouldn't usually do my contour as a widow's peak for obvious reasons, but for today we are. So I'm kind of switching between the light purple Pacifica and the darker purple in the Michael Basquiat palette. I feel like I'm just butchering that poor man's name. But yeah, this is it. Stippling motion. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Switching now to the teal. And I'm just going outside where the purple left off. This teal color is the color that I feel really makes you look like a mermaid. Now I'm gonna switch again to this light mermaidy blue color to just go over. It's more iridescent. You know how fish scales are kind of iridescent like that? That's what I am trying to create. But the pigment, it's not as pigmented. The NYX isn't as pigmented as the Urban Decay colors, so I like to lay down the more pigmented, darker base and then go on with this more iridescent but sheer color from NYX. So last but not least, we're gonna go in with pink. So I'm gonna start with this Milani blush, and this is in Coral Cove. And I wanna kind of use it where I would actually use blush, but obviously way more intense. And this is just off of that NYX color. It's kind of in the rose gold tone. Because like I said, it's more iridescent and highlighty. Okay, I think we're finally ready to do the lift of this awful fishnet so I don't look like I'm robbing a bank anymore. Let's see how this turned out. I think that turned out pretty good. The scales turned out pretty clear. They're a little harder to see here, and I think that's because I was talking to you while applying the makeup. So the scales aren't quite as defined on my cheeks as they were when I did it by myself, but that's okay because we are going to just cover everything in glitter anyway. This is NYX Glitter Primer. The point of glitter primer is that it is a little more tacky than a regular eyeshadow primer would be. So I would even go so far to say that it's sticky. And as you can see, like, it's got some tack to it. I'm gonna apply this where I would apply a highlighter. So along my cheekbone, up into my brow bone, and then right where this blue is pretty iridescent above my brow bone, I'm gonna, sorry, not brow bone, eyebrows, I'm gonna apply it as well. Just make sure to wipe off your fingers in between because you're gonna pick up the eyeshadow on your face. You don't wanna transfer the colors too much. So you also don't wanna go over more than once because you're gonna start blending the eyeshadow into the non-eyeshadow spaces between the scales, so you don't want to do that. I'm gonna let it get a little bit tacky. I also want to do some on my actual eyelids. I'm gonna do just a little bit right here. Next, we're gonna open this NYX glitter. This is in the shade Ice. I'm gonna tap it into the top, and then I'm gonna use this fluffy Eco Tools brush to apply that. We're just gonna do that same stippling motion. I'm mostly doing this to not disturb the scales. I don't wanna blend out those scales. Did anyone else want to be a mermaid when you were a little kid? Like I did. Me and one of my best friends, Madeline, we were little kids and we used to go over to her house and get big pieces of cardboard. I don't even know where we got these cardboard pieces because they were like huge refrigerator sized cardboard pieces. And we would draw mermaid tails on them, life size. Like we would lay down and trace each other and then draw a mermaid tail and then cut them out and just like run around her house dressed as mermaids. I loved that. Next thing I want to do is line my eyebrows in that same purple liner. Why would I have brown eyebrows as a mermaid when I could have purple eyebrows? And then I'm going to use the same purple eyeshadow from the Basquiat palette. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that even remotely right. Like I think there's very little chance that I am pronouncing it correctly. Let's be honest. But here's hoping. The next thing we're gonna need to finish our mermaid transformation is crystals on our face. Yay! So how I'm doing this is just licking the tip of my finger so it's tacky, sticking it onto the jewel, and then putting the tiniest dot of eyelash glue on the end, and then just sticking it on my face. Now it's time to finish up the eye, so I'm going to do that off camera as well. All right, we're just going to wait for that glue to dry down to clear, and when we wait for that to happen, it's time for lipstick. So this is Metal Shock lipstick from Essence, and this is kind of their tealy blue color. It doesn't have a color listed on the bottom, so I don't know exactly what it's called, but we're just gonna pop that on. I really like this. Essence is a cheap brand. The price point is really low, but I think sometimes they really knock it out of the park. I think this is exactly what they said it was gonna be. But I'm just gonna take a little bit of this glitter and just pop it in the center there. Okay guys, this is it, the final mermaidy look. What do you guys think? I hope you liked it. I hope this tutorial was helpful. If any of you go as a mermaid for Halloween, please show me, tag me on Instagram, this is Cassia, so I can check out your costumes. But yeah, I think this turned out pretty good, pretty mermaid-alicious. Remember, no matter what makeup look you're doing, from everyday to fantasy Halloween makeup, you can do it cruelty-free. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye! Mwah!